Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Vic and Paul. Vic and Paul are from Spain. So let's see what they have to say. Enjoy the interview. So, hello, how are you?
So fine, so fine. We are amazed to be able to be with you. We watch your channel. We watch a few of your interviews, and as we watch an interview that you did with a friend of us called Luismi. He's a great guy from the
Okay,
mountains.
amazing. Thanks again. Thanks for taking the time for the interview today. So, let's start the interview. So, tell me, who is Paul and who is Vic?
So, my name is Pablo in Spanish, but in English is Paul, and my friends and my bandmates call me Paul.
Okay,
So, I am the lead guitarist of the band, and he is Vic
okay,
from Victor, and he's the singer and guitarist too from the band.
I see. So, and tell me where you're from.
We are from Madrid, but we are from a little town in the southwestern of Madrid called Guadilla del Monte. It's a little place which is near the mountains. Guadilla del Monte is like Guadilla from the little mont, something like that, so from the little mountain. And we are in 15 minutes in car to the closest center of Madrid, to the oldest center of Madrid.
I see. And that's the place where you're born and raised?
We are not born here, but we are definitely raised here. Also, the curious thing about this is that Paul and I we've met each other here when we were 3 years old, and we've been
Oh my
living
God.
here from there to today.
So you know each other since you're 3 year old.
Yeah,
Yes.
we
Oh
basically
my,
grew up together. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, Paul. So let's start the interview. Okay, Paul. So before we start our journey within the Magic Box, Paul, since tell me something interesting about Vic. Since you've known him since he for a long time. So tell me something interesting about Vic.
So,
Hmm.
basically, Vic is a really a person who has a really good ability to the music, not only
Okay.
theoretically in the in the knowledge level, but in the creative level. So it's a really I always think that Vic is a person that has a genius inside him, like a genius that it's permanently creating and composing music, and really good music in my
Wow.
opinion. So I think Vic is definitely a person that not only have the knowledge but the ability, the talent to create music. That's for sure. I
Amazing.
think that I would say about my friend Vic. Mhm.
Okay.
I told him that he should said that.
Yeah.
Vic,
Joking.
let's go to you now, Vic. So tell me, in your opinion, Vic, what's the biggest difference between you and Paul and the biggest similarity?
Well, the curious thing about growing up together from when we were 3 years old is that we have pretty big difference in a lot of things. It's
For
quite
example,
interesting. It's like the darkness and the light, but not literally, but just like the ice and the fire. It's like, um, well, we have a lot of things in common, which are also the things that let us be together in a project, in a friendship. Like the most important things in life and the way of looking the life we live, it's pretty similar, but after that, the way we live our lives in some points are super different. For example, I am a person who tries to do like 100 things in the same day, and try
yeah,
to book a lot of things in the same hour. And Paul needs like the time to do the things properly. So
yeah,
in a morning, Paul, in the morning of a Sunday, for example, a few weeks ago, Paul can, for example, need the complete morning to buy the new coat that he wants to buy. And in that morning, I can be doing like 20 different things. So
wow,
it's like the man who needs to do the things properly, slow it but properly, and me, which I am some kind of energy that I need to be always doing something.
amazing. Yeah, I think that's why the friendship works well. You have a lot of difference, but same time as well, you know each other very well, and you kind of complement the balance of a friendship. That's how I see as well.
Definitely.
Okay, so during the interview, I'm going to explore a bit more about your band, about your music, and also about your life, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Go on.
Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yeah, for sure.
Ready? Amazing.
Ready.
Welcome to William and the Magic Box.
Yeah.
So have you been my best friend? Full of random questions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax before the first question, okay?
Okay,
Amazing.
perfect. Perfect. Let's do this.
Let's do it. Right, so before we start the game, during the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to answer, don't want to talk about, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Okay, Paul, let's start with you. Who has been the most influential person in your life and why?
Wow.
The most influential person, like an
In your,
individual.
in your life, yeah. And
Well,
why?
actually, I would say that in the first place, the most influential individual in my life could be whether my father or my mother. But the reality is that after that, that is a pretty obvious answer. Big would be a person that really influenced my life for sure because we have growing up together since we have 3 years old. So
Mm-hmm.
it would be a correct answer, I think.
I see. And your parents are the closest people in your life besides Vic?
Yeah, because Big for me is like a brother. I don't have blood brothers, sort of saying, but my fathers are my closest individuals in my life for sure. Yeah.
I see. Okay. Let's go with you now, Vic. Vic, tell me, what do you like the most about your best friends?
Well, the thing it's such a great question, and I will have a lot of answers for that. But I think that one of the things that I like the most of my best friends is that it's the best friends that I have are the same people with I work with. You know, I mean
Okay.
the bandmates, or if not the bandmates, you know, when we are not playing and working together, we are having a beer or talking about life. So one of the things that I love the most about my best friends is that we've been growing up together since a long time ago. So we know each other that well that the relation is pretty easy to happen, even if we are spending a lot of time together, days together, traveling to other cities to play. We know how to do it without killing each other, you know.
Of course. Yeah, when you spend some time, a lot of time with your friends, they become part of your family and you get to know them very well. So you know how far you can go, you know how your joke can be. So it's always the balance. I understand your point for sure. Next question. Let's do it. Okay. Let's go with you, Vic, now. Second question is who was your first crush and why?
Oh my god, that's great. I think that my first crush was a little girl from when we are like in the first year of primary school.
Uh-huh.
We've met even before because we've met in the, you know, I don't know how to say, in the kindergarten. They
Yeah, yeah.
do you guys say it like that?
In the nursery, yeah. The nursery, like, yeah.
Yeah, and her name was Martha, and she was like, she had the pretty big blue eyes, and
Wow.
she was like some kind of intellectual for her age, and also she grew up like that. She's now here we call it snuff, some kind of snuff, you know, that kind of people which is like super intellectual and lives
Wow.
in an alternative way of living, you know. So my first ever crush, it was Martha from primary school.
And how about your first kiss?
My first kiss, ever first kiss, I think also it was with her.
Oh,
I'm not
really?
so sure about it because we were like so young. But my first like little kiss, it was probably with her.
So you're very successful because she was your first crush and you managed to kiss her and to be together as well.
I wasn't that
Great.
successful because all the year from primary school I've spent it being totally in crush with her, and she was even looking at me, so I wasn't that successful, you know.
Okay, Paul, let's go with you now. How would you like to be remembered in life?
Okay. I don't have a exact idea about how I want to be remembered in my life, but most important thing I think it's to left a legacy between your close ones that really
Mhm.
matters at a personal level,
Yeah,
because the professional successes or even the successes as a musician are really interesting at a prestige point of view, from a prestige point of view. But I
yeah,
think the most important thing is that you are a relevant person from your close ones, from your family, from your friends. I know it's like a cliche, but I really think that it would
in
be.
saying that, what's the meaning of life for you?
I think I don't know which is the meaning of life, because it's a really deep question, and I don't really know the answer. But
Okay.
I for sure think that every one of us have a mean or a
Yeah.
purpose or a goal. So I think the important thing, and I heard it from a musician a long time ago, that you are young uh, as you have goals. Like you are young while you have goals, or you have objectives, or you have purpose. So I think the thing is not having a meaning, but a lot of meanings, a lot of purpose. For example, my purpose right now is have success with the band, and that
Yeah.
gives meaning to my life.
Totally. And I think it's very personal. Meaning of life can mean different things for different people. I think,
Yeah,
as long as you think that you're going the right direction, you are, you know, as you said about legacy, leaving something that people got to always remember. It could be anything. I think people, we are here to leave our mark somehow that people are going to remember us. Yeah.
for sure.
Next question. Ready?
Yeah,
Let's
for
do
sure.
next one. Okay, so before the next question, tell me a little bit about your band. Tell me the name of your band. Tell me how did you guys start it. So walk me through a little bit about the journey so far.
So, well, no sé si quiere, I don't know if you want to
Go
talk.
on, go on.
So our history, goes far, far away since we met each other. Vic and
Mhm.
I are the first members of the band that we meet each other,
Yep.
and we meet each other from a long time ago, since we have 3 years old, as we said
Yep.
before. And the thing is that. While we are growing up and while we are getting older, sort of saying, we start to have really our first musician influences from uh, his sisters, from our fathers, and
Okay.
we start to play basic chords with the Spanish guitars from our fathers, because his father
Yeah.
plays the Spanish guitar,
Flamenco
Ah,
guitar.
and
really? Ah,
we
okay.
start to play open chords with our Spanish guitars from our fathers. So, like at the age of 7 or 8 years old, we start to create music together. And
Hmm.
at the age of 8, 9, or 10, we start our first band called Guitarra Inoxidable, which in English is something like
Stainless
stainless
guitar.
guitar.
That was the first name of the band. The first
Yeah,
name.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. We sing songs in Spanish with our influences from here, from Spain, basically from a rock band called Pereza, which is something like laziness in English,
Okay.
sorry. So we start there with 10 years old, playing that in that two man band, and then the thing evolves.
Yeah, when we were teenagers, we became super, super, super fans from bands like Guns N' Roses. I was a huge fan of Axl Rose and all that stuff, and
Okay.
we were pretty fans of that kind of music from the '80s. And
Hmm.
get super into the thrash metal, something's pretty heavy, and we
Okay.
started to play like that way, the heavy way, thrash metal, super rock. And we met the band members that is today are still in the band.
I
So
see.
from that point, like 15 years old until today, we've been growing up and changing our influences and our styles. But from
Yep.
that moment, we started to do it all the bands, all the band members together in each other, not just Paul and I as we were children,
Hmm.
but growing up as teenagers with your friends and sharing new music, which in our case, new music would never mean new at all because we were pretty fans from the 60s. When we were 16 years old, 17 years old, we were always listening to Jimi Hendrix and things like that from the late 60s. So we
Okay.
always been kind of old people inside young bodies, you know.
No, it's interesting saying that because for I grew up in the 80s, and for me, the 80s is the best decade of music. I don't know. I don't know. It's because I grew up in the 80s and I listen to those music when they, for you to record an album, you need to play, you need to, all these instruments. Of course, nowadays with technology is a different thing. It's still good anyway, but I think the 80s, there's something like there about it that I love it. And what's the name of your band right now?
It's called lince, but it's written with the zeta. I don't know how to say zeta in English,
I
but
see.
lince is the name of an animal which is natural from here, from the Peninsula Iberica,
I
from,
see.
from Spain and Portugal. And lince is some kind of a wild cat that grows only here, and it's
Oh, I
in
see.
danger of extinction.
I
So
see.
we were playing with the game of words as that animal was an amazing thing in danger of extinction, just like the rock and roll in our ages, you know. So
Right.
we were playing with the thing that lince
Li-
was something that could be representing us in some way.
And so you both are the vocalist. You both are the main singer of the band.
I am the main singer of the band,
And
and Paul is like the lead guitar player.
oh, I
Yeah,
see.
I only make like a chorus,
I
like
see. I
yeah.
see. I got it. Okay. Okay, Paul, let's go with you now. What's the best advice have you ever received?
The best advice I have ever received.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a really interesting question. I don't know. Probably that advice would come from my parents, and I think they always say me that the important thing is to, making something with my life that really satisfies me, because after all, the money only counts one per month. Like, and you have to be sure that you are doing something that you really love the rest of the month. Like,
I like
so
that.
that I would say that that's a really, not only an advice but a rule that I
Mhm.
act by.
And your parents, they always support you regarding your music. Of course, you're a musician. They kind of the same environment, so they always support you as a
Yeah,
as
for
a.
sure. In fact, I would say to you that in the first years when we haven't any autonomy, like we couldn't drive, like we haven't money either, the most important, sponsors, sort of saying, were
Yeah.
our parents, and in fact, our first record is dedicated for them.
Wow. I've got
Mhm.
goosebumps now saying that because it's such a beautiful thing when you have your parents in your back, like support you. It's a big plus because you feel safe, you feel you can be yourself, you can just do your passion because they're there for you.
For sure,
Amazing.
for sure.
Totally, we were so lucky.
Amazing. Okay, let's go with you now, Vic.
Okay.
Who is your biggest hero?
Wow, that's a super great question. My biggest hero, I'm not so sure about that. I've been a lot of years thinking that one of my grandparents was my one of my biggest hero. Like, um, maybe my grandparent and my grandmother, in some way, they were my superheroes because
Hmm.
I saw I watched them living the life together between a war and a lot of poorness and a lot of misery, and staying up there and creating something with love also, because a lot of people from that generation, from the generation in which here in Spain we had the civil war and all that thing, they
Hmm.
grew up like, in some kind of ways, with the emotions off, for
Yeah.
example, I've met a lot of older people which were like off in the emotions, but my grandparents always were like so expressive when they were talking about love and showing the love in each other. So I've always watched them and wanted to be like them in some kind of way in the future, like wanted to grow up like them in some way.
Hmm. I see. Very good. Two questions left. Let's do it. You like dancing?
We like dancing on the stage for sure. We love that.
Okay, before the next question, I would like you guys to agree between both of you. Tell me three names of three bands or three artists that for you always been a big inspiration through your music. You need to agree between three. Tell me three names.
Yeah, okay. I
Got it.
think we can say it without doubt Pereza in the first place
Mhm.
because it's the big influence from our childhood.
Mhm.
Okay,
In second place, we can say the Beatles, obviously,
Beatles,
because
see.
they are the complete band, the complete
okay.
modern band for sure. Even though it sounds like a cliche too, but
Yeah,
anyway,
No,
but
it doesn't
anyway,
matter.
we are
okay.
okay with that.
And in
And the
third
third
place,
one is
what,
super difficult
what we
because
can say?
it could be the Who, it could be the Rolling Stones because the Rolling Stones
I love
were
the Rolling Stones.
like this.
You need
The
to
Rolling
choose.
Stones in a
You
lot of ways they
need to
were
choose.
like the soundtrack of our lives during a lot of years. It could be Guns N' Roses because it introduced us in a lot of things. It could be Jimi Hendrix because he introduced us in a lot of things. So the third one is the most difficult one.
Yeah,
So you
I
need to choose. You need to choose.
we could agree if you don't mind that I think which the Who Vic is more fan from the Who, and I am more fan from the Rolling Stones. So midpoint could be Jimi Hendrix. We can agree that Jimi
Yeah,
Hendrix would be
Jimi
the third
Hendrix,
band. Okay.
because
Perfect.
Jimi Hendrix changed the path that we were following when we were making music. We
I
were
see.
getting pretty into the metal music, and Jimi
Okay,
Hendrix was that kind of thing that threw us into the '60s kind of music, which is something completely different. So even if we love the Beatles, they weren't the ones who took us to that age.
I
It
see.
was Jimi Hendrix.
Okay, so then the question now is going to be more difficult. So let's pretend that all of them, they're still here with us. Okay, they're still alive, they're still with us, all of them. One day, both of you are going to wake up in the morning having three missed calls on your phone for those three you just mentioned right now. Which one you call back straight away? Which one you send a message, I call you back later? And the third one, you don't call back, you don't send a message, you
Oh
just
my
ignore them.
god!
I know. You need to agree. Who you
Oh my
call
god!
first? Who you gonna call back straight away?
I know for sure that Vic would answer that the immediate callback would be for the Beatles for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think
I think,
I think
I
And
think.
which
because
one
he's
you
a
send?
really good fan, a really big fan of Paul McCartney. He loves Paul
Yes, I
McCartney.
love.
So which one you send a message? I'll call you back later.
Wow.
Well, I think I'm gonna say Jimi Hendrix
Okay.
Yeah,
because even though we don't, if we weren't answering Pereza, which is a really pretentious answer, we
yeah,
live
Okay.
here in Spain, so in a moment we can try to reach them and
yeah,
say hello. I'm here. I see your call. I don't know.
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
For example.
it will be easier to get closer in the future to the band which is from here from Spain.
Oof, that was difficult, huh?
Yeah,
Super
super
difficult,
difficult.
By
but
the way,
great questions.
by the way, I don't know if you saw the Rolling Stones playing, but I saw them a few years ago. I'm originally from Brazil, and I was in Rio at the time, and they were playing in the Rio de Janeiro in the Copacabana beach. It
Yeah.
was 1 million people on the beach. I remember seeing Mick Jagger like this size, very far away. So I never forget. So many people. It was one of the biggest show they ever done in their career. Rolling Stones, over 1 million people on the beach in Copacabana
Wow.
I,
in
I
Rio.
watched that in the internet. I was amazed.
Yeah,
Wasn't even
With
believing
that.
that it could be possible.
yeah, I was
Was
there.
wow.
They did like from the hotel they did like a passage to the stage, so
Mhm.
it couldn't be impossible to go through people. So yeah, it was, I never forget. I think it was 2007 because I was in Rio at the time. I never forget. It was a moment.
Amazing,
Incredible.
amazing. He watched the Rolling Stones here
Yeah, 3 years
in
ago
Madrid.
in
Amazing.
Madrid,
Yeah.
it was amazing for sure too.
Okay, Vic, let's go with you now. What makes you the saddest?
The thing that makes me most sad in
Yeah,
life, the
yeah. What
most
makes
sad
you?
thing about
Yeah, what makes you the saddest? Like on your normal days, during your life, what makes you
Well,
sad, melancholic. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's interesting. I mean, I'm pretty sensible, and I have a lot of emotions during the day. Normally, if I am
Okay.
okay, I have a lot of different emotions during the day. I'm a person who is like super easy to know if I am fine or not, because I'm like super expressive, and I think a lot about the time. For example, I think about the the feeling of losing the time, or not getting older just for the fact of getting old, but of the time passing very fast.
Yeah.
Or something that I think about a lot these days is all the wars that are having right now, that are happening right now. For example, the thing about Gaza and Israel is something that I think
Yeah.
about a lot, because I see that also almost nobody is doing anything. So it feels like
Yeah.
if it was kind of a film, kind of those dystopic films that we've been watching always and now
Yeah.
are happening. Also, I think that these things happened when we were younger, but we weren't that focused on it,
Understanding.
because
Yeah, I could understand.
we were children when all the thing of Afghanistan happened, for example. But we never thought that will be that important. But now we are 26 years old, so we are like so scared in some ways.
Of course, there's a different approach. When you're a child, you don't understand things. You just live life. But when you become an adult, you you become you understand more. It's a reality. You know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
happening. What's your star sign astrology, Vic?
Sorry, I didn't understood.
What's your star sign astrology?
Yeah,
Astro.
I'm Aries. I am Aries. I'm from April.
How about you, Paul?
I am an Scorpio. I am from November.
Oh my God, which day?
3 of November.
Three, third of
Yeah.
November. I'm 17th of November, Scorpio.
Okay, okay.
Okay, Paul, let's go with you now. If you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
Okay, that's a really interesting one. So, okay, I don't know how I would be ending. Uh, I don't know how I would be starting my day, but I definitely know how I would be ending my day. I would be ending my day sharing a lot of alcohol and a lot of music with my bandmates, which are also my best friends.
Uh-huh.
I definitely would be doing that. And the last song I would play would be "Wish You Were Here" from Pink Floyd. Definitely,
Oh,
that would be the last song I would listen to in my last 24 hours, for sure.
and for you, aging, or when you think about, we were talking before with Vic about life, getting older, for you, is something that scares you, or you just see as a matter of life when you think about aging, getting older? How do you see it?
I think that the thing that could scare me the most is not the aging itself and the idea of the death itself, but
Yeah,
the not knowing what's beside or what's after the past of the time or what's after the death. I know the most fearless thing is the not knowing, the chaos, the dark,
I
not knowing
see.
what's going on. That's the more scariest thing, I think. Yeah.
I see. Okay, last question. Let's do it.
Okay, let's go for
Yeah,
it.
let's do this.
Okay, so before the last question, I'm gonna ask one question for each one. Okay, so let's go with you, Paul, first. Through your career as a musician, since you start your band, tell me a moment that you're never gonna forget. That so far in your life, like through your music, tell me a situation or a moment that for you gonna go like, you know what, I will always remember this moment. Could be anything regarding your music, your band, your performance. Tell me something that happened to you so far.
Okay, so it's a really difficult question because almost all the weeks we have unforgettable memories with the band, because having a band is almost like living in a movie these
Yeah,
days,
yeah,
because it's
yeah.
something really rare, really unique. Not all the rest of the world is doing things that are more regular, sort of saying, but you are having a rock band in
Right.
2025, which is sort of a freak thing. But I would say that if I have to choose one memory, it would be our first live concert.
Okay.
But our first live concert was the one of February of 2013,
Okay. Wow.
in our high school. We play in our high school, and it was a really special day. Carlos Charles, our bassist, was so nervous that he threw up in the stage. Uh, and I
Oh,
met my first girlfriend in that concert. So a lot of things going on that night.
Yeah, that was amazing.
oh,
Great
wow.
night, definitely.
And where was it? Where was the concert?
Yeah, in our high school here in Bodilla del Monte, in Madrid.
I
So
see.
really special one.
So here it
Oh, I
started
love
everything.
I love that. I love those, first situation. Oh my God, so one of your colleagues throw up on the stage for him. Oh my God, it's the nerves.
Yeah.
Okay, Vic, with you now, Vic. So tell me, when people come to see your gig, to see you guys playing your bands, what's something that you always wanted people to take with them when they go home? What's something that would you like people to maybe to remember, or maybe a message? What's something that for you, you always, if you could choose, or people always go back home thinking about what that would be about your band, about your gig?
When we were teenagers and we started to do more gigs in the month, we started when we were like 15, 16 years old. We started to play almost once a week. So we we became kind of addicted to that kind, to the feeling that we had when we were on stage. And in some ways I always felt that it has some kind of magic, not in the cliche but literally. When we were like at that age, I felt that some kind of magic going on, and in the relation you create between the musician and the people who is watching you. So I've always wanted to the people to go home like obviously feeling that they had such a great time and having a lot of fun, but also having the feeling that they've shared something pretty unique, which is definitely impossible to replicate in other
I,
ways, in the by the internet or listening our music in Spotify. Things like that are definitely nothing compared to the feeling that we create when we are all together, singing, sharing. I mean,
mhm,
the moment that you share with a lot of people something in a world which is completely broken in a lot of ways, you know.
I see. Okay. Okay, Paul, let's go with you now. Last question is, what do you think, oh, sorry, what things do you consider to be relationship deal breakers?
Relationship breakers.
Yeah,
Like
what's
red
something,
flags.
yeah, what's in your opinion, what happened between couples that's the main reason that they break
Mhm.
up? What's the main
Okay.
thing?
Okay. I think that in the personal relationship in general, but in the couple relationship in particular, the most important thing is the trust.
Yeah,
You know, like telling the truth each other, like
yeah,
not only in the couples but in the friends. Because
yeah,
if we are not being sincere, or if we are not telling the truth, or if we can't trust each other, it's like a fake scenario. It's like a
yeah,
weird scenario in which you are calculating what to do, what to not to do, what to say,
yeah,
what not to say, and you can't be relaxed. So I think the trust is the most
I
important
see.
thing, that in us in without which the relationship would broke up. Yeah. Mhm.
I see. Okay, Vic, last one for you now.
All
If you
right.
could, if you could meet yourself when you're 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself at the time?
Wow, that's amazing, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Great question. I've think about this a lot because also I wrote a song for our new album, which is some kind of a letter that I will write to our younger version of us. And that song says that you must not take all the advices that they say to you when you have that this kind of project too seriously, because when you are going on with something as difficult as try to stand up a project like a rock band in 2025, everybody has its own opinion, and everybody shares it with you, even if you don't really want to hear that kind of advices sometimes.
Mhm.
So I will say to my youngest version that I should try to be patient. Of the most important thing about that, it will be patience, because we've lived our first years as a band trying to be famous the first year, the next year, or this was our year, or this is a. So try to advise myself, giving me more patience, more
Mhm.
trust in the thing that we are working on it,
I see.
and don't suffer that much with the things that people say to you.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so then yet, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to say one word, and you just tell one word that comes to your mind. Okay, quick thinking. Let's start with you, Vic. One word for family.
Family, I think about music.
Paul, family.
Uh, family too. Okay, support.
Okay. Paul, with you now. One word for money.
Laundering.
Vic.
Money, the wolf of Wall Street.
Okay. Vic, one word for life.
Life, H.
Paul.
Bless.
Okay. Paul, one word for love.
Break.
Vic.
Kobe, the name of my girlfriend.
Oh, sweet. Vic, one word for fear.
Fear, time.
For you, Paul, one word for fear.
Hope.
Okay. Paul, one word for sex.
Pleasure.
Vic.
Connection.
Okay. Vic, one word for religion.
Faith.
Paul.
Belief.
Okay. Paul, friendship.
Trust.
Vic.
Yeah, funny thing.
Okay. Vic, politics, one word.
Well, one word, politic. I will say difficult.
Paul's face thinking politics
Yeah,
already.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's super difficult. I will say, yeah, business.
For you, Paul, one word for politics.
Hopeless.
Okay. Paul, desire.
Music.
Vic.
Happiness.
Vic, regret, one word.
Regret. Oof. Difficult one too. Yeah, regret. Angry.
Paul.
Overthinking.
Okay. Paul, one word for success.
Satisfaction.
Vic.
Sharing.
Okay. Vic, one word for wish.
Happiness.
For you, Paul.
Longevity.
Okay. Paul, one word for happiness.
Main goal, I think.
Vic.
Love.
Vic, one word for music.
Wow. Yeah, complete.
Okay. For you, Paul, music.
Dream.
Okay. One word for Spain, Paul.
Beautiful.
Vic.
Huge.
Okay, so let me see if I'm gonna say the name of your band again correctly. Links, yeah?
Lince,
Yeah, it's like
yes.
links in Spanish.
Like
Links,
Yes.
like
links.
Spanish, like Links.
Yeah.
Okay, so Vic, one word for your band. Links, one word.
Oof. My life in some sort of way.
For you, Paul, Links, one word.
Rock and roll.
Amazing, amazing. Okay, so I believe so. You mentioned that you both have a girlfriend, yeah? Right now, you both.
No.
No, he have a girlfriend. I don't have a girlfriend.
You don't have. Okay, so
Okay.
let's. Okay, so Paul, let's. If I would meet your parents, yeah, for a coffee, and I would ask your parents, define Paul in one positive word and one negative word. What your parents would say about you?
Okay. So I would say negative is perfectionist,
Okay.
and the positive is honest, I think.
Okay. How about you, Vic? If I would ask your girlfriend to define you in one positive and negative word, what she would say?
Okay, so the negative maybe will be uh, maybe being late, and the positive maybe it will be
Do you agree? Do you agree, Paul? It's
Kind of, yeah.
on the positive maybe it will be being being honest.
I see. I see. Okay, let's play now. Paul and Vic in the magic box, and you both can ask me a question. All
All
right.
right.
So you can ask me a question now. Who'd like to be go first?
Okay, it's an interesting moment because it's supposed to be the other way, but you are now offering us.
I prepared a question, so I can
Okay, so you go
start
first. You go
Okay,
first.
start.
Yeah,
if
okay,
this
start.
is okay
Yeah.
with you. You told us that a lot of people ask you questions about the channel, so
Yeah.
I wanted to change that and try to know what is the best thing about living in London, which you told us that you're living there instead of in
Yeah.
Brazil, right?
Yeah.
What is the best thing of living in London and the worst thing of living in London, and which is the thing that you are I don't know how to say echas de menos.
Missing.
You are missing the most of Brazil.
Okay, great question. I'll go straight away. So the best thing about London, living in London, is about the multicultural people around London. You know, you leave your house, you go around the street, you're walking, you hear, you listen to different language, different people, different vibes, different tribes. People express themselves through colors, through sexuality, through tattoos, through piercings, through everything. So London is not never. I've been here for some like 17, 18 years, and every day it's a different day. Imagine in a place where there's always someone different, something different, a surprise. Even if you go to the same place every day, you're gonna see something different every day. So that's what I like the most about London, about people. What I don't like most, because London is a place so big, so many people, at the same time you feel very lonely as well. You know what I mean? You see so many people around you, but at the same time you feel very lonely. You know, big cities always have that as well. So that's the what I think is the worst part about London. What I miss about Brazil, my God, besides my family, I think what I miss about Brazil, it's about the way we approach life. Brazil, we are very positive. We have this, you know, this way of approaching life in a very positive way. We don't see problems, we just see solutions. You know, we have this very positive. When you talk to Brazilian parents for the first time, after 5 minutes, you become best friends because we have this way of Latino way of talking. So that's what I miss the most about Brazil, is about the way we approach in life. Yeah, that's my answer. Cool.
Great, thank
A
you.
really good question, yeah.
Okay, Paul, you now.
So, if it's not too personal, what
Okay,
made you moving from Brazil to the United Kingdom?
sure. Good question. I could stay here for another hour just talking about that. But
Yeah.
the two main point was about the language. I always loved the English. I started studying English when I was 12 years old, and since then I felt passionate. And the second part is always been very adventurous. I left Brazil. I was 19-year old on my own. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So I went to
Amazing.
Portugal. I lived in Portugal for a few years, and I've been living in London for the most of my life. So I'm a very adventurous person. Always been very adventurous. Always like to go. Like I can feel your energy. You guys want to do something about your band, about your music, and I always have this passion as well. I'm a very passionate person. I love going after my dreams. You know what I mean? I like to dream. I like to be persistent, to have willpower. So I love the way I approach life. I love to be learning every day. When I learn something every day, trust me, I make my day the best because, so that's the main reason. I just wanted to get a better life, to help my parents back in Brazil, to have a better opportunities in life, to learn English, to meet different people. And I live a dream because, living in a country where I can speak English every day. So that's a dream. So yeah, that's the main reasons. So that's I live in Brazil for sure.
Amazing.
Good.
Amazing.
Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, a lot.
Sure.
It has been a really original one.
Yeah, one of the best we've ever had.
Yeah.
Thanks
Definitely.
again. I'll tell you something. You're so. I love the way you guys approach. Like yesterday, you literally made me laugh about it. Not laugh, but I felt, my God, you're in a funeral and you're trying to
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it
yeah.
through to the interview. And today you tried again. In the beginning, we couldn't connect. And here we are. We just made memories right now. And that's
Yes.
what I like the most about people like you guys. Because the thing is, you didn't see problems, you made a solution. We find, let's try the computer, let's try this, let's try that. And I think that's the right way of approaching life. See a
Totally.
solution, try to make somehow. And guess what? You just made memories now. I love the interview. I love connecting with people
Yeah, I
like
love
you.
it.
very
love it.
passionate. I love your music, and I can't wait to one day to come to see you guys. You know what?
Yeah.
One of my best friends, she's Brazilian, and she's married with a good friend of mine. He's from Madrid, and I'm gonna go to visit them sometime this year. And when I come, if you guys are playing, I'd love to come and see you
Of
guys.
course.
It would be
Of
amazing.
course.
It would be
For
amazing.
sure.
Also, if we go to London, be sure that we're going to call
But
you,
absolutely.
because we've been trying to plan that. Also, we were going to play in London in 2020, and all went down because of the
Oh my God.
pandemic close. So we are trying to go there, and we
Sure.
definitely are going to meet each other in person, I'm
So
sure, because
when you
you know
guys come,
I
organize,
think
let me know in advance so I can organize, and I'll be ready for you to show the city, and we can, show some places in London that you're gonna like love about music, about artists. There are so many artists in London, and I'll take you guys around for you to connect with more people here for sure. Yeah.
that will be great.
But trust me, when I come to Madrid, sometime this year, I'll contact you before, and I'd love to come to see your gigs. I'm very excited about it for sure. Okay.
You have my phone number, so there's no
Absolutely.
excuse.
Before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
Mhm.
Okay, so anything that you are thinking that you want to do, but somehow you think it's remotely impossible, do it, because as long as you have the aim and the energy to do it, it's gonna be okay one way or another, and 1 year after or before, you're gonna reach your goal for sure. Yeah.
Amazing.
Really.
How about you, Vic? A
I
positive
agree
quote?
with Paul, and I also will say something pretty similar. I was thinking about advising people to be faithful in what they are doing, or also to be patient, and to be, you know, to take the things with the with the calm that they need. Sometimes we try to do the things pretty fast, or sometimes we think that we are almost going to die with something which never happens. So
Yeah.
take the things with calm, because everything good finally comes.
For sure. Keep going, keep trying, and
Yeah.
will come in the right time for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Always.
Muchas gracias.
A ti, muchas gracias.
Muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado.
Definitely.
Take care, okay? Enjoy a good night. Bye bye.
So nice to meet you. Thank you,
Bye.
William. Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much.
It was a pleasure.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.